I'm doing it.
Okay. Alright, now find the video plays for full view.
Okay.
Yay, fixed!
Returned!
The announcement! Alright, so yeah, as you can see, we added in a chat box right there. And I guess the moment I added that in, my application did a mini crash.
Yep.
It was like, I don't know how to handle the emotions I'm currently feeling.
Welcome back.
And let's make this smaller. There we go. Alright! Looks like a piece of cloth, and the shape. It's part of the sleeve from a button-up shirt. And now that I look at it, that's definitely blood on the cup, which means that's Sayaka's blood. This is all that's left of some evidence the killer destroyed.
I wonder if her cat is a Siamese. It feels like it fit her very well.
Yeah, Celeste has a cat. You said that. I did not know that. We didn't know that.
Nope.
There are lots of people here with white button-up shirts. This isn't enough by itself to figure out who the killer is.
Burnt shirt piece.
Burnt shirt piece has been added to the truth bullets. Yeah. This whole thing is quite strange indeed. When I was here last, the incinerator was off, and those glass shards and burnt clothes weren't. They weren't off? Were they on?
Every time. That poor cat.
What does it all mean, Mr. Nayagi? Will you be confessing soon? Why me? Everyone already knows he's
Sure
good.
of it.
All the mysteries are being solved one by one. Sounds like he's living out one of his comic book fantasies. Anything else in here? A clock, maybe? There's a shit ton of dials. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
What's this? There's like a dumpster to the left that's like really hard to get into frame.
Cats do that a lot. It's kind of cute. I love it.
And she just starts licking your foot.
Yeah.
That's a huge trash can. Is that where we're supposed to put whatever trash we can't burn? Well, whatever it's for, it doesn't look like it's hiding any clues. Except a coin!
Oh, a coin? Nice.
I can't talk to him just regularly now? Oh no, he's doing that whole thing again.
Yeah. I love when cats do cute things.
Okay, I think we're all good here. Wait, can I? A lot of things happened here.
You don't stop. This is a fun competition.
Yeah,
I love you.
this guy is good company.
Yes. You're very good company.
Seems like very strange.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't believe me, la-di-da.
Yep. Just gonna skip through that.
Well, we already went through it. Like, even though we lost everything for a second, the video was still going. The voices were just gone. Like, eh.
To kill someone just to save your own life. And I've been living with someone like that. I think I might vomit.
Was what Monokumi said really true? Did one of us really kill Sayaka?
if the mastermind really was gonna get involved, they would have just killed us on day one.
That's a good point. By the way, how's your investigation going?
I already told you I don't do blood, so I don't plan on doing any investigating. Well, you're useful. Besides, I already know who did it. After all, where was Sayaka killed? In your room, right?
Yeah, dogs like doing that too.
What more proof do we need? We already know that's true.
You really don't trust me at all. You don't trust anyone, dude. Move on with your life. Yeah, no one in here. Cool.
Nope. Nobody here.
The one place I haven't gone to yet is the store. And I really doubt the detective's in there.
Oh, what if she is, though? Yeah, I'm just gonna take a break and do some gotcha.
She's doing some gotcha. Buying a suit of armor to protect herself.
Wait for it.
Nope.
Damn it! I was really hoping she'd be here.
Wait, where the heck did he go? Okay, there he is.
Hey, it seemed warm! They didn't realize what mistake they made.
Do you have a second, Makoto? I've uncovered something most unusual. The door to everyone's dorm has a nameplate on it to show whose room it is, right?
You hear me?
Well, it just so happens. Wait, no. You might be the killer yourself. I can't tell you anything. Forget everything I just said. Forget! I forget beam! Sorry, just a little joke. Even I do jokes sometimes. Alright, I already know about the nameplates being switched, dude.
So it had to deal with a bath and burning its butt in the rice. Oh, that
Yeah,
poor cat.
he probably hated the bath. He's like, meow. Meow.
Ooh. That sucks.
Hey, Hero, can I ask you something? No, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out now. I've had enough. You gotta break free. Hero, snap out of it. Huh? Makoto, what are you doing here? What? Hey, does this look familiar? Ah!
Oh,
That's my crystal ball!
just ruined his day.
It's all smashed.
Yep.
What the hell?
Heck?
I only bought it because the guy said it was blessed. He said it was unbreakable. So, how did it break? It was actually just made of glass and not crystal? That guy totally duped me! He said it belonged to the Pillars of History. Genghis Khan, George Washington, Napoleon. He said whoever controlled that crystal ball controlled the world. Is that seriously all BS? Let's put that aside for now. So you can say without a doubt that this belongs to you? Yeah, it's mine for sure. I probably forgot in the laundry room last night, so someone must have come by and snatched it. You left it in the laundry room? That means anyone could have found it and taken it.
Yes,
Thanks, Sarah. That's all I wanted to know. Sure.
he's absolutely a pothead.
By the way, I'm almost afraid to ask, but how much did you pay for that thing? Everything I saved up from fortune telling for 2 full years. Came out to be like $1 million. $1 million? That's pretty cheap, actually. I mean, considering it gives you the power to control the world, that's just too stupid. I can't even feel bad for him. Even though he just got faced with the fact that it's a thing.
Do we plan on playing the other games later? We're gonna do our darndest.
Oh,
Right now, the
I'm
reason
getting
we're
tired
playing
of waiting.
because it hit
What
Game
say
Pass
we just
and I
get
got
started?
really excited
It's
about
time
it.
for the
But,
long-awaited
we're gonna try to play the rest of them for sure.
trial. Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings.
If it's
Please
anything
go
like on
through the red
PlayStation,
door
Steam
on the
probably
first
has
floor of the
sales
school.
PlayStation was on sale. all
See you
the time.
soon.
The other ones will probably end up on Game Pass. I have 30 games on lineup.
Occasional? Oh. Huh.
Oh, you mean a geisha? Like one of the ladies with the mask, the white makeup, and the...
Babe. Gation how?
I don't know what a geisha how is. I only know what geishas are. Is it a male geisha?
Gation? Ho. Little gay ho. Probably Asian. Gation.
Well, he's saying Asian, but not like gay Asian.
Yeah. Wait.
Okay, so Skelly seems to think you were mixing the words gay and Asian together, but I feel like you wouldn't say Gaijin Ho, who was really gay, if Gaijin Ho was part of the joke.
I know 2 of those words, and I'm not sure I want to say that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know enough of those words to not say them on stream. The red door on the first floor. That's where I should go. No, where I have to go. Oh, yeah. Red door. Wait. Did I just come out of here?
You have one better?
Wait. Wasn't I just in the gym? Hey, wait, if I just don't go,
Oh.
can I get away?
Oh, I don't know that one. Now I'm even more worried. Oh, it's a name? Okay.
You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you.
Say... To say the line you just put up there?
All I know is Jacinto was the city that got destroyed by rockworms in Gears of War 2. So, Jacinto fell underwater.
Jacinto Leite... no... Rego? My pronunciation's awful.
Ragu sauce! I try not to say anything foreign because I'm afraid of saying something, that might get me banned on Twitch.
Oh, that's a good point. What?
Like, even English words put
Repeat.
together.
Yeah, welcome to my world. That was a little confusing.
What do you mean?
Jacinto Leite Aquino Rego. Oh, yes? Are you okay? You're dying. Yeah. I'm not surprised. I know a little bit of Spanish, but my pronunciation's awful. Fishball cat. Fishball cat? Fishball cat. Fishball cat. Confusion?
It's your line, by the way.
Oh, right. Oops, sorry. I bet you were afraid you would be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. Wow, talking about forming conclusions.
His explanation.
So they really are convinced I did, but I didn't do it. Me and Saika both knew that all too well. But then who is the killer? The one who murdered Saika, is it really one of us?
Yes. Who else would it be?
Is everyone here? Okay then.
Rude! So mean!
So, you say that, the only thing that comes to my mind is there's an anime where this chick is waist level with a dude who's like playing a mandolin or something. And she's trying to buy fish from him, but she's at waist height, obviously doing something with her mouth.
Oh.
And then she backs up and she just has a fish in her mouth. And it's like, how much is the fish? As she's eating it, and it's just like very suggestive. And I'm like, oh, hi, what's up?
Oh no! I was already caught on that joke. Is everyone here? Okay then.
That is definitely weird that just 3 nouns is how they say that. No verb.
Please board the elevator in front of you. Transport you to the
No one's
courtroom,
It's gonna be wonderful.
where all your
Thank you
fate
so much
will
for
be
that.
decided.
I mean, I like 4Q.
Telling you to
I'll
wait.
meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Huh. How come?
I can talk to everyone before I enter. Cool. Well then, the time has finally come. Are you ready? So, the school basement has become the darkened stage. We're all there, here to bear witness to Mr. Naigi's final curtain call. Alright, Monokuma.
You know what I mean.
Oh.
Well, I did my job. I'm counting on the rest of you from here on out. What did you do?
Okay. Being so insistent, even though you obviously killed her, very impressive. Well, did you find anything that might actually prove your innocence? Oh no! Oh no! Let us begin.
Yes.
I tried talking to fucking Chihiro,
Hey.
but
Are you scared?
Makoto.
I
no,
said it.
scared isn't quite right.
I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mysteries surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. Oh no! That's so awful and hilarious at the same time. Oh no! Oh no!
This is why you don't start pulling words. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Sayaka's honor, I swore I'll find out who the real killer is, as I raised my voice to try and get myself courage. I turned, trembling with anticipation, toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator. When I finally stepped down, the doors closed and the elevator started to move.
Bella's never gonna let me read the chat out loud again.
You do what you want. You're not me. Shouldn't be getting me banned on Twitch for idiocy happening in stream. That's like getting banned for someone shooting a gunshot out my window.
I don't think anybody's gonna get banned today.
The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes.
That was a pretty clever one, I'll give you that. Oh my god.
Yeah, just don't react to people doing anything, and you'll be fine.
Don't trust anyone!
And admire the asses. And the boobs.
Rather than that, is not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment?
Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further in the bowels of the school. We're in the intestines, boys! Yo! You finally arrived!
I love his laugh.
What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom?
No.
It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? I even close. It's total shit.
Well now.
Okay. Everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now! Hurry up!
That's a stark description.
We did what you said and found our seats. Dude, I had a hard time finding mine. How about you guys? How about you? The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else, which also made it easy for anyone to transfer their attention and ease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. So, the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate. A deadly class trial.
Do you want to see the data? Yes.
We're gonna do another playthrough anyway, so I'm not worried about getting everything perfect here.
Woo! Yay!
Open the E-hand set skills. I can set my skills.
Oh boy. That's fun. We're safe for work. Are you sure about that one?
Hey man. You know the unfortunate thing about all the ass in Brazil and boobs being surgery? Australia does kind of the same thing too with its military force chicks.
You're sweating.
None of it's real. Okay, so there's nothing really important here.
It's all of the stuff that you've gathered up. It's all of your truth bullets.
Yeah.
So it's everything we've investigated.
Leon! Help!
So how did nobody catch that that's Leon? Except for Detective Girl. I'm pretty sure she knows what it is.
I never talked to the programmer chick about it.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Wait. Here in Brazil, ass and boobs is something you don't see, but that's what you promote yourself on? How do you do that if you don't see it?
Because you don't see them.
Killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay, everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about other MTC?
Ooh.
There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no, Reed. It's just that our little courtroom can technically fit up to 16 people.
I don't even know what Bale Funk is.
Okay.
Is that like
That about
Mardi
does it
Gras or
for the-
Freaknik over in New Orleans?
To get started.
Dance. So probably like a club.
First up is the case summary.
Sounds like a festival
Let
type
the
thing.
class trial begin.
It's about to begin, the debate to decide who we think the real killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me, everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yeah, sure. As things progress during each class trial, you are engaged in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements.
Oh,
What this means is that you have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say.
this is where we
Any
got
relevant
people's
truth
attention.
bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim, then fire with the Y button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the menu button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun.
Hey, don't worry, we're still reading the chat. You just gotta pay close attention to this part. Evidence of a trouble.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono. Yeah, we know that already. And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. Chance to resist.
Something's off about what she just said. To the second hadn't resisted at all, there's no explanation for what happened in my room. For this first debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If you're unable to spot and refute someone's lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Within a group of statements, some words appear in a different color. Did you happen to notice? That represents a potential hole in a person's statement, a possible weak spot. These weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate, sections of a person's statement. Your truth polls are only effective against these weak spots, so when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only if you're sure it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward an argument by holding down the B button. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered...
In the bathroom, so it seems the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
That one. Oh.
So I have to actually shoot the words, not the person.
Okay.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I definitely assumed there was a struggle.
Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer.
Bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they
that's
finished the
something
job.
Americans do sometimes too.
And look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
I've never seen it used like that.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real...
So what was used to kill her?
Thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No, that's wrong! No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be...
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
You were literally at the crime scene guarding the body. Did you look at all?
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife. I don't know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the...
Thank God.
We can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all.
It's gotta be a breakthrough, because I'm not the killer. Sure.
Yeah.
You can concentrate by holding down the right bumper. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots.
Ooh.
Concentrating like this consumes focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. The focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest, no need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, cool.
Awesome.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the did it in secret. Nobody was in the...
Wrong.
Wrong.
Damn. What's that in Fahrenheit?
Okay,
Because
wait,
Americans don't
hold
know
on.
what Celsius
I
is.
didn't
Look
take...
it up. Let me look.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say
Probably
it all
warmer
you
than here right
want.
now.
Well,
Isn't it like plus
what if I have a
23 degrees or
witness?
something? 30?
What do you think, Hina?
It's 104 degrees.
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Wow. I just looked it up. Holy crap, it's really hot there.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
I think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I was your time. There's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly,
Idiot swimmer
why would I get
girl.
involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall
can't remember the
answer.
last time it was 104 degrees here.
Each murder
really
is
nice.
allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So, in other words, two people can work together, but one of them is profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But the rule.
Good grief! Enough
I was
already.
in Kuwait.
No,
It was
okay.
pretty much that hot the whole fucking time I was
Accomplices
there.
in this case.
Normal for you?
It went like 100 plus degrees, and it went down to like 40 at night.
I mean, that's probably what it does for them too.
Yeah. Well, they're not. Is Brazil a desert? Because deserts are terrible about that sort of thing. The sun drops and it's just freezing instantly. I know Brazil's not a desert, but you know, I don't know what the whole country is like.
Brazil's a little closer to a forest area.
Oops! Did I say that out
That's
loud?
where the rainforest is.
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then,
Crap.
who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
Jesus Christ!
No way! I
What?
swear it wasn't me!
147.2 degrees. Ugh.
Sure, but
you are... Okay.
I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
That's probably
I stayed in
because
Hina's
of
room
the
last
later.
night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
I know that. Nobody ever teaches us
stayed
about
over?
that in Brazil.
Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the... Doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
Worse is that the North country is cooler than I imagine.
It is a problem!
Oh. Huh.
It's
You're from the
unwholesome!
He thinks Sakura's a boy.
But I'm a girl.
How do you think soccer is a boy?
Oh my gosh,
no.
I'm so sorry!
Kitaka.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here. Sorry.
Oh no!
And then
A
later,
twist.
she wound up dead.
Oh, she probably got the knife then.
Woo!
And probably set something up to kill someone in my room. And then make me be the murderer. Fucking backstabbing bitch.
Oh. Well, that's kind of cool.
I got it!
The
Then
copy of the Statue of
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just a drink of water. But most likely...
I thought the dining hall gates closed.
I'm sure she just took it for some...
Oh.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after.
Oh, you're wrong!
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us off.
Holy crap.
You possess a most terrifying talent.
Makoto, you have to solve it.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer. As you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did
really
something
cool.
most bewildering.
Kinda loud, though.
And until we unravel, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
As things advance further in Clash Trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to an incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known.
Oh.
Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left stick. What the frick? If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you fail.
Oh boy.
Well then, good luck and have fun! Something that should have been at the scene but wasn't. That must be the crucial point.
Oh.
If we can just figure out what that something is, it's hair.
Oh boy. Hangman's Gambit! Oh! Hey! Yes! We did it!
Now I understand!
Hair! Hair was missing.
That's right!
I could have done
There
that without
wasn't
a single clue.
hair on the floor.
But it gave me H and fucking I.
It probably
So,
gets harder to
The
prove
culprit
then.
removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to have hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The one was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes
The
sense.
first one is the easiest.
No. If that... They would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes,
True, very true.
Isn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Then that...
It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Culprit?
Are you sure we can
Right.
decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
The absence of evidence is evidence in and of itself sometimes.
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that evidence left behind. Do you remember, though?
That's fair. I think at this point gasoline's expensive everywhere, but I can understand Brazil's being a little bit higher priced.
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
Yeah, the fucking gasoline here is no joke
The
either.
doorknob for my bathroom.
It's getting
It was
to-
completely broken.
It's almost $3.20 a gallon, and I get a feeling it's gonna be $4 before Biden's out of office.
See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about to fall off?
Yeah, but like, seriously?
yeah,
We have our
true.
own gasoline
What-
and oil
what does
supply because we take from other countries first, yet we're charging out the ass for our exported gas. Or
The lock.
imported
They
gas.
ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob.
Brazil. What?
This is the most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
He's called real.
So what? You're saying he
Like
wouldn't
as
break the
in,
door in his
hey
own
man,
room?
here's some real, like instead of here's some dollars.
But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Sure. From here out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one liar contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth ball on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now, this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. And good luck, have fun.
So rolling your R's. Right, I keep forgetting a lot of countries do that. Okay. Bathroom door frame. Ooh.
Sayaka was first
She was first attacked in the main room.
fled into the bathroom.
Then... And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
They stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it. We already know the answer.
The incident took place. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the.
Then the killer ran, and they got into the back. At that,
Killer had to bust down the... Because Sayaka...
No, it's wrong. The reason my
Time to
bathroom
drink some
didn't
water and
open
stretch
wasn't because
and
it was
fix
locked.
my posture all at the same time.
Oh, I didn't realize how much I needed that. Oh.
Yeah, it's like the bones snapping as I stretch. That's what a disabled veteran's joints sound like.
Admit it, Bella, you're getting old.
After all, the girls'
Not even
rooms are
30.
the only ones with walking bathrooms, right?
Yes. Yes. Now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, That's not lucky at all.
You're absolutely right.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck.
I'm sitting on the floor.
You can still have good posture, dumbass.
Yeah, but he's assuming I'm in a chair. I'm just pointing out that I'm sitting on the floor.
Aww.
But the killer didn't know
Well,
that and
unfortunately, she's
assumed
a
it was
female,
locked.
so she doesn't have
So
a
they
choice
tore
in the
apart the
matter.
doorknob
Hey.
to get in.
All boobs cause back pain.
They don't need to know I have those. Maybe I'm flat. Flat is a surfboard.
I didn't imply you were rocking double D's or anything either. I think anything beyond a fucking A cup, like double A, is gonna cause problems. I mean, guys get back pains from having fat stomachs and man tits, so, you know.
But then why
All
would the
chicks have back
The
pains.
door was locked in the first place. Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Killers convinced the bathroom's door was locked, so they didn't know the room actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail is that it took place in my room.
There must not have realized that it...
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
Yeah. It's all about
And yet,
genetics.
he's
sometimes.
absolutely right.
Sometimes we just get screwed over.
So you're skinny, but you have tits.
Yeah.
Dude, are you a trap?
Hey, I mean,
Would you make a convincing trap?
on the bright side, girls like
Well,
us.
to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms.
Do you have man boobs, or could they be like female tits? Could you trick
Noah.
someone?
Noah.
Which
What?
is what
Like,
led to the
I'm
misunderstanding
asking if you
about
can
the
make a good
bathroom.
trap. That's an important
If
feature for
Sayaka
a
had
trap.
been in her own room, then...
Oh no! People think you're female? Huh?
Oh, so he's got boob boobs.
And there would have been a lock on the door.
No.
You would have had to break through.
Or at least good hair, I don't know. So maybe he uses L'Oreal because he's worth it.
Noah.
Ultimately,
What, you think
can't
guys
know if
can't
the
use
killer did
L'Oreal?
it by force or simply by
What's
accident.
wrong with you?
Who
But
does it?
I don't spend that kind of money on my hair. That doesn't mean I
must have
wouldn't
been
use it if it was
considerably
free.
confused,
I'm still
with no
angry you
idea
have
how
better
they
hair than
actually
me.
got the door open.
I don't fucking destroy my hair.
Regardless,
I don't
it was a
either.
pointless act.
Anymore.
Wasting
Hair
time
dye.
trying to break down a
I-
door that wasn't locked is...
This is all real.
Infinite
Hey, I
possibility.
bet you look cute though.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched
So
rooms?
the killer was someone who didn't know they
Then
switched.
Makoto couldn't have done it.
I mean, that's pretty much everyone.
Okay, then who did do it?
Who did it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
Look.
But what on who we think did it?
Ooh. Aww.
You're E femboy? Like,
You're
do you,
probably so cute.
do you Twitch live stream or anything?
Why don't
Or
we just
do
vote
videos
right
or
now?
whatever?
Majority rules.
What's your cup size?
Oh my god.
Rules? You
Don't
really
mind
think that's a
him.
good idea?
He's being a dork.
I mean, some people just wear one
our
of
necks
those
are on the line
body
here.
things.
Someone seriously needs to
Oh,
do something.
The fake
For
tits.
serious.
Yeah. Like the opposite of the,
Does no one have
Like
any
what fucking
other
Henry
thoughts or
and
questions?
Jeannie have.
Yeah, because there's binders and then there's
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
I have no idea what cup size that means.
Oh, you.
I don't actually
You gotta sound
know
so
boob
disappointed.
measurements.
Mine's like 4.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the
10
key
centimeters be
somewhere
like
and the
an inch.
culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
Be too convenient.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked, wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono.
No, that can't be it either.
Heck yeah!
Trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
That is awesome.
Exactly. Can't that be it?
The world loves you. Are you a big celebrity?
The world absolutely loves you.
The world hates me. I don't know why anyone shows up here.
Well, you got this wonderful viewer who's been hanging out and chatting with us.
Oh, I got 3 solid assets to the human race in my chat that show up every once in a while, but ultimately, no one watches me. 3 very important people watch me, and then I don't exist.
Stop. Everyone's having a good day. You're an alien? Ooh. Hey, aliens are awesome too. They might be better than humans. I don't like humans very much.
Huh.
What's going on? There's no way Sayaka lets someone in because...
Switching rooms?
I got it! Because Sayaka was all... Remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Sayaka's very scared.
Maybe I'm an alien too.
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I like the constant zoom
I
in
know
on
you
the
don't want to
face.
consider it. Can you still deny the possibility?
Aww.
Oh.
So peaceful.
Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay? Sayaka.
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. For the words that appear.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper,
You just
and
clap
you
your
can see the
hands and you
words.
clap your cheeks to the sun too.
Saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room. Only someone who had been in Makoto's room
Who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But...
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
They complain every time it rains.
But why did she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Into 2D so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have?
Cleaning and enjoying it.
Very well then.
And people
Pay
actually
attention.
being happy with nature and not getting angry. Yeah, that's definitely the good side. what I can want.
Dude, even on military bases where we have area beautification, a dedicated day to cleaning up the area, we still have cigarette butts everywhere. Not even, we have smoke pits that we have to clean up, and cigarette butts that aren't even anywhere remotely close to those smoke pits. So, designated smoking areas on military bases that are just ignored by the personnel that are supposed to be enforcing them.
Oh, I remember playing games like that. Wow, I haven't done that in a long time.
But no, the place they were asked to come to specifically says my room.
I see. So if someone got that note, they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
The room that Makoto was staying.
No, it's wrong. The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right.
Celeste's
The
face.
nameplates got
Like,
switched,
wait.
just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then,
Yeah,
if
ours
someone
actually
did
has
do
to
what
have
the
an
note
FDA
said,
on it now, I think.
at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right? Okay, then who did it?
Aw, that's so happy.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
Oh.
You can also infer as much from her notes.
It doesn't say in 5 minutes. Why the fuck is the note changing?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms.
She wanted to set me up as the murderer for whoever she killed.
To that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person in the room. That's where the answer lies.
Was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with your killer there in the room, yes?
It's good to have something to be
Perhaps
proud
the
of.
answer to our previous
Especially
lies
when
in
it's
that
something
initial
that's special to
struggle.
you.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend
Actually, I think
myself.
cacti is the right word.
Seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke?
Awesome. Wait, what are we doing?
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where it's swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Okay.
The logic difficulty we set to mean? Oh no.
Just to give you a taste.
Aw. I'm gonna have to look that up later. I'm definitely curious now.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit did too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened. When the fighting broke out,
Ooh. Oh, that's so
of the
cool.
sword, and that's when the
Looking
first
at us
blow
for
was
sure.
dealt.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because...
No worries. I'll be able to find it.
Something sharp. You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there was explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
That's right. Whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it! So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before...
And written down.
But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished her.
I think Sayaka used the sword.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
That's so pretty.
Right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that? You're looking at her palms.
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up
The Gloria group?
clean.
Maybe she washed her hands, escaped into the bathroom.
Oh,
Sorry,
sure. She
but I don't
sometimes
think
stop
so.
and wash her hands.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
No, that's not it at all.
What do with that?
I got it!
Okay.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know. Actually, I haven't taken a shower.
What?
Oh my.
You're no different.
Reaction.
You smell like a big fat ugly
You
donkey.
smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that.
Was that a compliment?
Insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never... then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheet with the kitchen was...
I got it! Sayaka?
But we already said that the attack started with...
Person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
From it, it's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own. She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in.
Okay.
And if it's true, band attacked with
Chance I may have
application.
heard her songs then and just don't know who
These
did
are
them.
all the actions of Miss.
Brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the
Yeah, I'm
crime
pretty
on
sure I've
you.
heard that one.
That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. The room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
What's the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
That's awesome.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. Totally. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
You're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That
Died
can't...
at the hands of the person she wanted to murder.
Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
We gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
And you met someone famous before they got famous? That's always cool.
Decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Very well. Then
Oh no!
found up to this point one more time. Shoot!
That's dumb.
It's
Doki
easy, just...
doki?
But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No.
No, it's wrong.
Neither of us can play Doki Doki. I'm afraid to.
There still might be one clue left.
I am gonna play it, but it's
Sayaka's
not on an
dying
Xbox,
message.
so it's kind of difficult.
Dining. Wait, what did you say?
The dying 037, written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that
Psychological
finger to
horror
write
for
the
sure.
message.
I don't need more depression.
I see.
I
She
need
broke her
happy
right wrist
pills.
during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean?
1037.
11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right?
Computer
Numbers and
language
shit.
doesn't include a 3 or a 7.
No, that's not...
He has meaning in these numbers.
Also, why would someone who's not a computer programmer suddenly write in machine code?
Of course.
Oh.
It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers?
There you go.
like
Somebody sees it.
The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa. You might finally just said something worth a shit.
And sons are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Wow.
Flip it!
She's just like, turn it over.
God. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it. Whose name did she write?
Yeah, I think that's mostly what goes on in his brain. Select someone. Who did it?
It was me!
No.
Here's my answer.
Leon!
The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters
Leon.
L-E-O-N, or more accurately,
L-E-O-N.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just
Oh
a
no.
bunch of random squiggles that look like my name.
No, it's not random at all.
Right? I kind of like his
She
style.
wrote that on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she moved to write normally. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. For yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like a hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
Right. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally... Those are right here.
Yeah, I think so. I got it! You look close. We should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
He's like, wait.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to... the person in charge of the trash?
And... in order to destroy the evidence.
No, it's wrong. Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
Poor
But
guy.
if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on.
You could. This.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to
I like that I didn't have to present it.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but
But how would you...
Poor thing.
Divine with
I
it.
got it! The killer
with
simply
it.
took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate.
Oh, so it'd have to be somebody with good
Switch.
aim.
The incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw that through a gap in the gate.
Before he blew me,
The words of a fairy.
blew me. So the only way the incinerator could knowledge. The killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got in the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on!
Seemed to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
A fucking baseball superstar pitcher.
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is... I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate big star. Isn't that right, Leon?
You have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
But all the questions have been answered, and the truth revealed.
Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press the A button, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well, then good luck and have fun.
Oh, that's cool. Let's do this.
Probably. Wait.
The first one is that one. At the door. So if we're reading right to left,
door's open here. He has to get through it. When does the knife get dropped somewhere?
maybe it's no, wait, because that's what we were just looking at. That's the panel before it.
So you tell me I just don't use that one? Possible.
Oh,
The killer is... I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. A strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. She lost her grip on the kitchen knife. finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What I know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka about that because I told him, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and strength she had remaining, Sayaka wrote a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall. And with that, all her strength was gone. The killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, they headed to the trash room. Their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw, but the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
I'm gonna use the restroom. Watch, I have this wrong, and someone's like, hold on, you missed something.
Oh no.
Now we do the whole comic.
No. What?
That's the only thing we didn't use. Double drop.
I'm playing Nicolapsime. And I keep getting tugs, but I don't see tugs. And I really want a picture of it. Here's County.
So, that Brazilian dude that showed up, and I think is gone now, spoke a lot better than most Americans, self-proclaimed Americans that show up in this chat.
It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of take care of everything.
English skills are not that great.
Object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Look at Celeste to the left. I am surprised! But also, this is my you're going to die phase.
Yep, that's just Celeste.
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We like to refer to this as a bullet time battle, aka the BTB.
BTB, BTW?
BTW, During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm.
Oh, have fun with that.
Match your button presses with each tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center.
Ooh.
I like that it just ellipses on me, like, yeah, I actually don't know, like, how I should help you with this. Press the A button to lock onto an opponent's statement. Destroy the statement you've locked onto with the Y button as the tempo meter reaches the center. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going, you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get into a tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button, so watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent and a weak spot statement will appear. At that point, you can press the Y button to shoot it down with the truth bullet like any other statement. Defeat this statement fast enough and you'll become out victorious. But just like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you fail. Good luck and have fun. Yeah, okay.
Or removed the screws. They didn't use anything from your room to do it.
Yep, they used their own toolkit.
Instead, they must use something that belonged to them.
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid!
It's his toolkit. How else did he unscrew the door?
The moment of truth. Oh, he wants a fight.
Where's your proof? You kidding me?
Okay, how do I select? Okay, how do I select the statement?
Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You... Shut up! You kidding me? You lied! Here's your proof! You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lied!
Oh, okay.
You kidding me? Not a chance! You lied! Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Okay, so you need to lock on in tempo and shoot in tempo.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed that
toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly.
Stupid.
Sorry, Leon. You're done.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Wow, her face. She's just like, it would seem we are done here. Woo! Did it! Got a beat. Rough. But hey. Ooh! 4 coins! Nice!
That's 74 fucking coins.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sitting there rolling gotchas.
Looks like
Oh.
you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right?
That's true.
Okay, then let's get excited!
Monokuma, I don't think any of them are gonna be excited about
Will you
this.
make the right choice? Dreadfully wrong one. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Whoa! Okay.
Hey, that's where I got all my coins from.
Probably, yeah. Whoa. I like that transition.
Uh-oh. Looks like you got it right on the money. The Blacken, in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kuwata.
They all still look shocked anyway.
Huh? Fun.
Leon! Leon! Did you really kill Sayaka?
But
Okay. I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch, what the hell's wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed.
So that's why.
I killed her first.
None of different!
One wrong step, you'd be the one standing here. It was a complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just unlucky. That's all. Hey! Come on!
You expect me to just accept my death? Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly I'd be better off if we'd be wrong. Because if we came up with is really the truth, then that truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind. It's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her, and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine.
Well, she's not stuck in there anymore.
They're probably waiting for me. They were knocked out and dead on your footage. What?
That happened before we watched the videos.
The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends, were dead. And Sayaka. That's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
no matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. There's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that.
Boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy. The entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships? She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside she's descended into pure madness.
Wow.
What did you say? Phew. I understand, I really do. Yup. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us. This is your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that, all of it, everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly, in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma, but...
That's enough.
Zinger as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
Alright. Yeah.
Okay.
You can talk.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now.
Whew, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently managed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leon Kawada will receive his punishment.
Time to see the punishment.
Punishment? Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay? How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she shoved herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to get back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you
You had
understand?
any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's why...
Stop it. I've had enough of this.
Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand?
Can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either, because the one to blame is him. So what? If it were for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation, the mastermind. Uh-oh! Did you awaken to your sense of justice?
Hey!
Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetrate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up. Okay, well anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for. The punishment!
I'm begging you!
Hey, come on now.
No more begging. No more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop, please!
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
Oh boy.
For Leon Kawata, the ultimate baseball star.
I feel like I'm not.
No!
Ooh.
Oh.
Let's give it everything we've got.
Time.
It's punishment time.
No!
Oh. Oh, that's why they're pixelated. That's cute. Whoa.
I mean, this is straight out of the anime, isn't it?
Yeah, I like this animation. It's kind of neat. Oh, God. no. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this.
It's a minigun.
Full of baseballs. Oh god.
Haven't you seen this?
I forgot about it. Oh, some pesky for toast. I bet there's just pulp left. Ooh. Ouch. They all look horrified. Oh.
What we saw, that was the true face of despair. And if we can't call it that, what else do we call it?
Extreme!
Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control!
What's going on?
I can't take it.
This anymore. Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it.
Well, hey, if you don't like it, all you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. That's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
And fuck you, why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us? Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful, secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Well, in this case, a dark, awful, secret society type of bear.
Well...
So... why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal? It seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Yeah, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together. Shit. You piece of shit. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking up way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you want to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame.
Of course we can't cut free of the outside world. Being trapped in this insane place.
You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of the school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we get to live here forever? What does this mean? What are you trying to say?
I feel like there's some deeper meaning in there. Just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to?
Sorry. I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. And just like that, he's gone. He left us there overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. What is with all the different... I guess that's leading up to our thing so we can get pulled into our individual death rooms. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead, but it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second?
She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about... Oops.
It's about Sayaka, isn't it?
I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself.
You wanted to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool becoming an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you.
She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. And there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you.
What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message.
Yeah, maybe she just wanted to get back to the person who killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was. She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it.
Why you tell me all this?
Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Let's take a moment to just appreciate Mr. Clairvoyant back there. Just unable to fathom the situation still.
I don't think he's been able to fathom anything since he got in this place.
Outside of verifying that the ball was his, did he even talk the whole fucking trial?
Very little.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation.
Move past their deaths. I could never do that. I already did that. No! I'm gonna carry them with me the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. Yeah, every time I think of Leon, I'll just be like, Leon! Help! I carry their memories with me wherever I go.
So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you.
As she said that, she revealed a small smile.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka?
Oh, well, I'm psychic.
What?
Huh?
Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. Yeah, fucking liar.
Oh no! That's so cute! I'm psychic! We're down to 12. To be continued!
Well, 4 days passed and we have 3 dead bodies. The spare bat present.
Ooh.
That's safe.
One is the loneliest number.
Can I finally enter my bathroom? Holy shit. It's gone. She really is gone. And my bathroom looks very different. It's almost like there was never anything there to begin with. Every last sign of Sayaka's existence has disappeared without a trace. Just like you said. After the class trial, before we took the elevator back up, Monokuma told us...
Uh-huh.
Oh, I almost forgot. Since the class trial is over, I'll go ahead and dispose of all the corpses.
What are you gonna do?
It's okay, no need to thank me. Just seeing your delighted smiling faces is thanks enough for me.
Wow.
After all, nobody wants to look at a rotting corpse every day. That can't be good for your health. Hey, you didn't have time to mourn Sayaka and Junko's deaths. I'm sure that's exactly why he did it. It's a bad joke, a sickening dream, but I have to accept the reality of it while I head back to the dining hall to meet up with the others. Sorry I'm late.
So,
Hey, are you okay, Makoto?
Listen to me!
You sure took your sweet time. I was just About to go get you and drag you back here. Sorry. So, what happened? Was your room fixed up like you said? I imagine it'd be pretty hard to sleep with a rotting corpse in your bathroom.
Hey.
Jesus, that's fucked up, man. Why would you say something like that? My room was spotless. There wasn't anything left. Like the whole thing never happened.
I see.
It must be tough staying there, knowing what happened. Why don't you just stay in Sayaka's room?
Well, staying there with her scent still hanging in the air, that would hurt just as much. Plus, aside I can't turn away from her death.
Makoto. Hey, cheer up. Getting depressed isn't gonna help anything, right? If we all work together, I'm sure we'll find a way out of here.
You got it!
So everyone just try and cheer up and get back on track.
Is that honestly supposed to make us feel better?
Huh?
We were already working together, and yet someone was still murdered. Anyone can betray us at this point. Now that it's happened once, it's a question of when, not if, the next one takes place.
Yeah, because Sayaka made the first move.
Well...
But if we work together against the mastermind, nobody will have any reason to do something like that.
Stop talking.
Stop talking. Keep telling yourself that. I'll be over here in the real world, working together, fighting a common enemy. Like it or not, it's not that simple. What do you mean?
Are you okay with
The
this?
mastermind seems to be much more powerful than we ever suspected. They took over Hope's Peak, which was supposed to be well defended, then modified it to fit their desire. They created Monokuma, which seems to be incredibly advanced, and they're providing for our every need. And the cherry on top is the execution we witnessed.
Honestly.
Everything has been planned down to the last excruciating detail.
I kinda wonder how Sayaka's execution would have been.
This is not the work of your everyday psychopath. Defying them may be too great of a risk.
So then...
Then what are we supposed to do?
Anyone who truly does want to escape will just have to follow the rules. In which case, the only option is to deceive those around you and win the game.
No.
No.
No, what?
I don't
I
want
can't
to
take
live
it.
if it means killing someone else to do it. I don't want to kill anyone else.
Huh? Anyone else? What do you mean?
It's because...
Leon died because we all voted for him, right? It's no different from us killing him ourselves.
So,
If we hadn't voted for him, then we all would have died instead, right? That isn't what you wanted, is it?
So it would seem.
She's right. If you keep that kind of blame on yourself, you'll turn into a full-fledged masochist. Chiro, listen. You're not to blame. Not you, not Leon, and not Sayaka. The mastermind is responsible for everything that's happened. We had no choice but to vote. I can't even imagine what would have happened to us if we refused. And in the end, it was Monokuma who ultimately killed Leon, so don't waste your anger on yourself. Instead, direct it at the mastermind.
Ding dong, ding
Bong,
dong.
bing.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited.
That's how I'm like, the doors to the dining hall will be locked. She got murdered at 1:30 a.m. So, when do the dining hall doors actually lock? Because Aoi was just sitting in there. Sayaka went in there. What, like 11? 12? When did the doors lock?
Oh, and one, it was totally obvious before that you were trying to make yourselves feel better and justify what you did. See you, don't see you. That's about how much I can see you, even when you try to hide. Now pay attention and remember this well. The burden of judging others is a heavy one to bear, so be well aware of your actions. Order and stability rely on the sacrifice and responsibility of everyone. Okay then, sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Let the bed bugs bite.
What was that about just now?
She's saying it's our fault what happened? That's pretty cruel,
Don't
man.
fuck with me.
That piece of shit! Who does he think he is? Man, dude, you're a real one-trick pony, aren't you?
Yep, pretty much.
And so the day drew to a close, a tense, maddening day that saw the deaths of 3 classmates, Sayaka, Junko, and Leon. But this is just the beginning. A despair has only just begun.
I can't believe that all happened in one day. Good lord. Boy's life of despair.
Was Byakuya the next fucking corpse? Huh. I woke up the next day to Monokuma's normal morning announcement. Then he called us to the gym. What's he gonna do to us this time? We were practically frozen with fear, but Monokuma was determined to get us involved in his little game. With that goal in mind, he began it. What the frick?
Okay, lift your arms up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now reach way up and bend way down. Tighten those muscles. Add a little strength. Speed. Bodies of yours.
Alright, that sounds kinda weird, Monokuma. Doesn't this just feel great? Being stuck inside like this, you gotta make sure to stay healthy.
You're the one keeping us stuck inside.
Don't sweat the small stuff. That's my motto. Oh, I sound pretty cool just now, don't you think? You fall in love with me? Am I just to die for? Am I just to die in writhing agony for?
So, why did you call us here? Certainly it wasn't just to make us exercise.
Just to make you exercise?
Just to make you exercise? Just to make you exercise?
Hey!
If exercise makes you laugh, exercise will make you cry.
What?
Now if you keep doing these exercises, you will uncover the secret of the assassin's fist. Passed down from generation to generation, the Empire of Darkness. The power can be yours. That sounds like the kind of junk a middle schooler would come up with. It doesn't matter, just get to the point. Did you really call us down here just to exercise? Of course not. You think I have that kind of free time on my hands? Okay, so then... I'd like to make an announcement.
Wow.
Every time you overcome a class trial here at Hope's Peak, a whole new world will open up to you.
What the heck?
A whole new world. A whole new world.
You guys!
It'd really suck if you had to live here forever with nothing new to stimulate you. Besides, I know how you kids get these days with your ADD and ADHD. I gotta keep you motivated. So go ahead, look around all you want. Enjoy the brave new post-trial world till you explode. With that, Monokuma disappeared, leaving us even more confused than when he'd shown up. But a new world.
Could it be...
Is he talking about a way to get outside?
I wonder about that.
That seems unlikely.
Piece of shit!
Piece of shit. Well, we don't know till we look.
Hey.
Whatever he meant, it seems we'll have to search the school one more time.
Okay, then let's split up and start investigating. When you're done, everyone meet back up at the dining hall and we'll share what we found. You're basically a one-trick pony, you know that? More like a staple food source. Now let's get moving. Seeing his words as their signal, everyone scattered and left the gym.
That is an awesome comeback right there. You're a one-trick pony. More like a staple food. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's great.
Okay, researching everything.
What the heck?
Hey, Makoto, did you see what's inside the display case? Bad. This is super bad, man. What are you talking about? I ain't noticed anything all that weird in there. Sure, to the untrained eye, it's nothing, but this is awful. A bad, awful, terrible trap.
Serious?
That stuff you see lined up there? Any god could come by and use it to send a message. I've been struck with knowledge. It's an ill omen of total devastation and ruin. Let me out of here. Let me out. I have no idea what he's talking about, so maybe I'll just leave him alone.
Let me out of here!
Let me out! Yep, definitely need to leave him alone. You have to try.
Got it!
Makoto, look! The gate blocking the stairs is gone. Let's see, we're past the second floor. It's opened up. But it's also of utmost important to double check the areas we already know about, just in case.
Without a doubt.
Aren't I so clever to think of that? I really impress myself
You
sometimes.
understand?
Well, I'll leave the school to you. Alright, dude.
Oh boy. This guy's a thing.
Yo.
I went and checked the metal hatch in the main hall just to be sure, but like I figured, it hasn't moved an inch. Shit. Yeah, besides, surprised if it made things that easy for us.
Hey, damn it.
Hey!
What?
Don't make that face. You look like a pussy. You want me to put some fighting spirit in you? I'll do you? No thanks, I got enough for now. Well, okay, I'm gonna go look for another way out then. Screenshot.
Yo.
Okay.
Well, at least you can appreciate belt buckles and stuff, right?
So am I just not allowed to check out other rooms?
Nope.
Okay, looks like we have to start at the top floor. So I'll just run around and I'll see if I can find other humans.
Nope. That's it.
Okay.
That's all you can do.
Just go upstairs. Got it.
Yep.
What about over here?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay then. Up we go!
I don't know what happened. Okay.
Ran sideways.
Ah.
Oh.
The gate that was blocking the stairs has been opened. Is this what Monokuma meant by a new world? So, what's up there? I don't know, we'll find out, because I have no fucking choice.
Whoa.
This is the second floor of the school. Maybe there's some kind of clue here. Yeah, I'm sure, there's gotta be something here. Mood lighting's what's up here. Oh, hi.
Oh, I hate the colors. I do not like the colors.
There's supposed to be a window in here? That's where the bathroom cleaning supplies are. Like, there's a window at that height in a bathroom where people piss in the urinals.
Yeah.
Someone sneaking peeks.
No.
This is where the bathroom cleaning supplies are stored. I don't see anything useful in here.
'Cause,
Also, no camera in the bathrooms. Unless that's a camera right there? I mean, whatever that is, that's weird.
Regardless,
It looks like we could hold meetings in the bathrooms to
windows
keep Monokuma off us.
windows and bathrooms are usually like mosaic, sort of textured glass, so you can't see through it.
Baby, you're sleeping.
Oh.
Please be quiet.
I mean, this wallpaper is a little bit cuter. Nice! We're up to 81. If I break it, Monokuma might come and punish me.
That being ooh-woo for Wolf there.
I see.
This must be what he meant by a new world.
Huh.
I should probably take a really close look around. Yeah, probably.
I see.
Okay.
Yep. That's not good.
What a weird hallway.
Yeah. Right?
Just... There's windows here.
They're blacked out on your side.
Yeah, but like... Why would you even... What is the purpose?
I don't know. Just be a bit.
And this blacked out windows here, obviously. Or covered.
What's this?
Oh, it's a pool.
Oh, there's a pool. Hey, that's neat.
Just a second.
Oh, Makoto. Hey, guess what? Guess what I found? A pool. There's a pool here. A pool. Pool.
I thought you've been swimming this whole time somewhere. I was kind of wondering where. You have to keep repeating it, I got it.
And there's a ton of exercise equipment in the locker room. Sakura's gonna go nuts when she finds out.
Is that a minigun? Yeah, you're right about that. She seems way more excited than usual. Yeah,
It is.
she's the swimming star. Why is there a minigun? Is that a real gun? It's not like we're at war here. Why would we need something like that?
Especially something that heavy duty.
Surveillance camera, even in here we're being watched. Of course. There are a bunch of different pool-related items on the shelf. And money!
Oh.
Looks like one of those lifesaver donuts. Now we know what would happen if we did. Behind this door is the locker room?
This is the girls' locker room.
This is fine.
A true gentleman will respect our space, yes?
Oh, there's also cats. Is this some kind of card reader? I wonder what it's for.
The second floor has opened up, the living area has grown, and a number of facilities are now available. Whatever else is going on, I must admit, things have been made much more comfortable for us.
Do you
If
understand?
things continue like this, the occasional class trial may not be so bad.
She's certainly adapted.
Yep.
Okay.
The locker rooms connect to a pool. It looks super nice and big and fantastic to swim in. Oh, I'm beyond excited right now. I can't wait to dive in. In fact, I'm getting kind of mad thinking about it.
Why are you getting mad? Hey, Chihiro, have you checked out the pool yet?
No. I don't like wearing swimsuits.
Hey, you do sound like the type who might not be into that sort of thing.
But still, it sounds like the locker rooms here have all the exercise equipment you could ask for. Maybe I'll give it a try. I'd kind of like to get a little stronger.
You want to get stronger? I have to say, it's kind of unexpected.
Yeah, but I'm not even brave enough to step foot into the locker room.
Huh? You don't even want to go in the locker room.
It's not that I don't want to, it's just...
Aren't you? Is she afraid of locker rooms? It's a pretty weird phobia. Or she's afraid of chicks, or she's really a dude.
But... Okay.
I wonder why she's getting mad.
Behind this door is the locker room?
Yeah!
Oh, and I guess you need your handbook to get into the locker rooms.
Really?
Of course!
Really, really? If you want to unlocker the locker room, you'll have to swipe your personal e-handbook across the card reader next to the door. However, to ensure maximum security within each locker room, only a boy's handbook can open the boys' locker room, and the same goes for the girls. And that's the bottom line.
But
what if someone opens the door and someone else sneaks in?
Anyone who commits such indecency will be punished without mercy for their scandalous sexual depravity. See, there's a Gatling gun mounted on the ceiling, right? And it'll be all duka-duka-duka-duka!
Just a second!
I bet it really hurt to get shot by that thing. No, I think it'd be a little worse than that. But what happens if someone loans their handbook to someone else? A boy could borrow a girl's handbook, and that would get them into the girl's locker room, would it not?
What? That never even occurred to me! To think someone could be so low, so cowardly, so devilish. Okay, then how's this sound?
Got it!
Time for a new rule. As of this moment, loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. There. So now nobody can give their handbook to anyone else. Right? Yeah, but Sayaka, Juko, and Leon are dead, and their handbooks are out there somewhere. You like that? I'm kind of a genius, right? It's because my brain is 100% cotton.
Oh, really?
I do not imagine anyone would have lent their handbook out in the first place.
Is that okay?
After all, they would likely be held responsible for anything that person might do using the handbook.
So,
But you know, you seem awfully concerned with all this locker room locker room security stuff.
Of course!
It's because all you teenagers sex crazed maniacs. You're at the age you try humping a plastic bottle.
What?
So to keep anything unseemly from happening, I have to maintain a rigorous watch.
Then in that case, I would ask that you keep the same close eye on our doors. If some man or some woman decided to share a room, there would be nothing to stop them.
All I care about is protecting the holy image of the school itself.
Yes.
I don't care what happens in your private dorms by force or by cunning. Do whatever you want.
What?
He also said, that's disgusting.
Oh god.
Just the worst.
I hate you so much.
Okay, so the new regulation is now in place. See ya!
Man, that stupid bear totally ruined my mood. Maybe I'll go take a dip to cheer myself up.
You got it!
Celeste, Chihiro, you want to come with me?
As for me...
There is nothing I hate more tn getting water on my face.
I'm sorry.
I'll pass this time. How come? When you're in a funk, there's nothing better than a good swim to pull you out of it.
I'm pretty sure that only applies to you.
Actually, I kind of agree with her. If you want to improve my mood really fast, take me swimming. I love swimming.
Okay.
Okay.
Why are you getting mad? Ooh. Oh god, what's on the wall? Why?
Now, this is an interesting poster. Obviously someone put this in the school, but is it really okay to have something like this here?
Right?
No camera? There it is. Oh, I'm gonna be stuck here. Wow, so no comment about how that camera's in a locker room when people change. Alright. I haven't noticed the camera in the bathroom yet, so I'm kind of surprised.
Ooh, that's a really nice pool.
It's not even Olympic sized.
But it's a nice pool, shut up.
Also, that monitor's so far away I can't actually check it out. Do we walk around in this room? Yeah, we do. I'm standing in the middle of the pool! Okay. Alright, cool. Lockers. Well, I would expect to see that anymore. Money.
Nice.
Okay, so there's a camera right there and the monitor right there, but we can't click on them for whatever reason.
Boom. There's not much to see in the pool area.
In the pool itself, it definitely looks like it's shared.
Yep.
There's a punching bag and a funky punching ball, and as for workout equipment, there's only pull-up bars and whatever this was, which you can use to work out your arms and back by facing or either direction of the chair, and that's about it. So this is all, and pull-ups are only your back and forearms and your biceps if you do pull-ups versus chin-ups. It's all arm shit. Like some shoulder. It's all upper bodies, nothing for legs. No leg day.
To be fair though, swimming is a full body workout.
Monokuma hasn't heard about leg day and I'm disappointed.
It's like they're pretty tiny. Yes. Cool. What's next? Library. Ooh.
The library.
Library?
The library.
Oh,
Holy
there's
crap.
more people than I thought there'd be in here.
Looks like a laptop. Laptop looks pretty old and it's all covered in dust.
Oh, it's broken. I tried pressing the power button earlier, but nothing happened.
Is it plugged in? It's broken, huh? Too bad. I was hoping I could use it to go online and see what's going on in the outside world. If it's broken, there's nothing I can really do about it.
It's remarkably dusty in here, and the light is less than ideal. For a library, it's not the kind of place I'd want to do much reading in.
I'm absolutely shocked! How come?
Damnation!
They have all these books here, not one copy of any of my work!
Well, yeah. Why would they have comics in a library? Plus, most fanfic is just porn drawn by a bunch of amateurs.
You just don't get it. Not at all.
I do, too, get it. And with a face like yours, anyone can tell nothing you do is worthwhile.
Say whatever you want about me, but never judge a book by its author. Now hear this! Appearances mean nothing at all! What you see before you is nothing more than the rind that contains the meaty pulp of my genius.
Here we go!
My creations are what determine my meaning and value.
You're so full of it.
I'm used to being misunderstood. You think weak attacks like yours will drop my HP? Those two really worry me.
No kidding.
But on the shelf is a letter. What's this? Poultry Academy.
It was buried under a thick layer of dust. It must have been sitting there for quite a while. Well, shall we see what's inside?
But we shouldn't read other people's mail without their permission.
Is that right?
What we shouldn't do is leave this here without finding out what's inside.
Okay. Broke the seal on the dusty envelope and pulled out a single sheet of paper I found inside. Unfolded and read what was written there. Throughout the years, we've been committed to shaping the youth who will one day shape the world. We have a long proud history as an institution of higher learning with full governmental support. Our graduates enter a society ready to take on active leadership roles in every major job field. However, Hope Speed Academy must now lower the curtain on its glorious history for the time being. The decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our controls have made it necessary. Make no mistake, this is not the end for Hope Speed Academy. We intend to reopen our doors as soon as the issues forcing our closure have been resolved. That being said, this is the end for now. And I'd like to personally and sincerely thank everyone for your help and support over the years. For now, we are awaiting the official government authorization to formally cease operations. What does this mean? The contents of this letter are quite interesting indeed.
It would seem Hope Speed had stopped functioning as a school. And judging by the amount of dust the letter had collected, it doesn't seem to have happened recently. If I had to guess, I'd say this letter could be at least a year old.
So you're saying it closed down a year ago? Most likely, the mastermind took over the abandoned school in order to put on the school's performance. But that would mean it was closed when I got here just a few days ago. But I didn't get that sense at all. Plus, if the school had shut down, don't you think it would have been all over the newspapers and stuff? I mean, you're saying it could have happened over a year ago, right? Before I got here, I looked stuff up online about the school and never saw anything about this.
So, in other words,
that must have been all part of the mastermind's plan. They lured us all in here. Someone who could create a place to judge and execute people who could potentially be capable of anything. Of course, that's all assuming that this letter is real.
However,
if it is real, though, that does solve one mystery surrounding the school. The reason there are no other students here could be because the school had already shut down.
That would be a nice, simple solution. That would be a nice, simple solution, it's true. But then what about this other part? This decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary. Making no mistake, it's not the end. What do they mean by serious issues? That's apparently why the school had to close. Is there any connection between that and what's happening to us now?
The two events are in fact connected. Uncovering that connection would be a useful clue on top of figuring out the mastermind's motive. Although I can't really say any more until we find more details.
So in other words, only the mastermind knows the truth right now. Of course. Mastermind's motive, if we can figure out why they would want to imprison us all here, that'd be enough to get us out of here? Or, anyway, now I have a pretty good idea what's going on the second floor. But I didn't see anything that might lead to any kind of exit or anything. All I can do now is hope someone else found something worthwhile. Better head back to the dining hall as soon as possible.
That's it?
No? Well, I think... Remember talking to people past this time?
Listen to me!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how'd it go? Did anyone discover any interesting new anything? There's a library.
Okay.
And a pool.
A freaking pool! And locker rooms filled with exercise equipment. There was not, however, anything resembling an escape route.
Yeah, she's right.
I see!
Well, hey, there's no reason to get all sulky. Wait till you hear about my amazing discovery.
Quiet down and listen!
The warehouse and bathhouse on the first floor of the dorms are now open.
Oh. And
the warehouse is chock full of food, clothes, whatever you want. There's so much, it's insane. So go ahead and stuff yourselves to the gills whenever you feel like. Haha!
Keep in mind, of course, that going out at nighttime is still prohibited. Please do not forget.
Yo.
Okay, and what about a fucking way out of here? You find anything like that? Oh, well, there wasn't anything in the warehouse we could use to get our asses out of here? Nothing? Unfortunately, no, not that I saw.
Hey, come on.
You fucking people.
What?
Who gives a shit if we have a goddamn pool now, or a warehouse, or whatever the fuck?
Stop.
We're still trapped in this piece of shit school. We need to find a goddamn way out.
Now, there's no point in taking your anger out on us. Adaptation is the key, yes? For now, we must each find a way to enjoy our current situation.
You piece of...
Whatever you say, you fucking loon. For now, let's just continue our investigation and let everyone know if you should discover something.
So then...
So, are we done for today?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Aww.
The air seemed to suddenly grow heavy again. Was this the mastermind's plan to give us hope just to turn around and betray that hope?
Shut the poor guy down. Now he just looks so bummed. Oh. Ding dong, ding dong.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked. Entry at that point is strictly hid. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Wow, that scan on my computer took forever. I'm glad I started streaming before it was done, because, geez. We all promised not to leave our rooms during nighttime. There's not much else to do, I guess I'll just go to bed. Or I could leave my room. Okay, now we got scissors and whatever the hell that is to the left. Mr. Monokuma, do you have a second? I don't really like myself. I don't have any kind of skill or hobby I can say I'm super good at. And my grades are totally average too. My reflexes are okay, not great, not awful. I could get into a decent college where I'd make a few friends, maybe even find a normal girlfriend. Which is exactly why I don't like who I am. I understand now. That's just one giant copy paste. I don't have any imagination. I'm a perfectly average cardboard cutout.
You see what I mean, right, Mr. Monokuma?
Okay, that was weird. It sounded like he was reading a letter or someone was trying to interview him, but it was all supposedly his voice. And I was just like, I don't know if it's actually him or not, so I'm just dropping it.
7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise. Get ready to greet another beautiful day. Oh, that's right. Your e-handbooks have been updated. New records have been added, so please take a look and enjoy your school life more than ever before.
Not really.
Okay. Might take a break too soon so I can get food. 'Cause I am hungry.
Sure. Oh, you can stop whenever. Huh? I might go to bed. I'm back to not entering my bathroom. Yeah, a little.
Hey, Makoto.
Morning, Makoto.
Good morning, is everyone here already?
Yo!
Nope, still waiting on Byakuya and Taka. Byakuya is no surprise, but it's strange Taka's not here yet.
Knowing Taka, I imagine he's trying to get the king of parties up and out of bed. I'm sure they'll be here soon enough. Just be patient.
Let's see.
I don't mind waiting for them, but there is one problem.
Which is?
I am thirsty.
Hey, come on.
How the hell is that a problem?
Hifumi, would you make me some tea?
Huh?
Milk tea, if you please.
Well,
Why me?
let's see.
Your roundish figure reminds me of the owner of the coffee shop I used to frequent.
That's the reason?
This is fine.
I can feel my throat drying out. Whiskey, please.
Okay. Apparently unable to refuse the order, he skulked his way in the kitchen. And a few minutes later, had tea. Thank you for waiting.
Finally. You could have made some for the rest of us, you know.
There's no way to think about this in a common sense kind of way.
I emphatically decline. You're not my type at all. It's all about the law of causality. Basic instinct, act and react.
Well then, if you don't mind.
A small smile played across her lips as she held the teacup delicately in her hand.
Wait.
She cocked her head to the side and threw the cup as hard as she could at the wall.
What?
What the? What are you doing, my little white rabbit?
I hate this kind of tea.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Imagine we are at a coffee shop. Just any normal, everyday cafe. I sit down and I order some tea. They then ask me, would you like lemon or milk? Now further imagine that I replied, yes, I would like milk tea, please. In this case, along with my tea, they may bring me a small container of milk, yes? But this is not for me. I am among those who prefer the milk to be part of the process from the outset. The fragrance is just so overwhelmingly sweet that way. Adding milk or lemon right before you drink is like dousing your fries in ketchup, mere condiments. Whenever looking for a cafe, I first review their menu to see if it offers the proper style of milk tea. And I cannot acknowledge any milk tea that does not add the milk during the brewing process.
If I had to describe our shared reaction to what we just heard, I'd have to go with wide-eyed bewilderment. I went to all that trouble to make you that tea and you want me to go even further?
Yes, I realize it can be a bit of a hassle. Even in cafes that offer proper milk tea, it is always more expensive than simple tea with milk. It takes more time to prepare, surely, but why even bother creating a menu if you are not going to offer the highest level of quality?
Well, we don't actually have a menu.
That does not matter. Hurry up and bring me what I asked for, swine.
That's a screenshot, and that's a screenshot. What? Can you little piggy will bring it right out?
Oh my god, he fell right into that roll. I do so love coercion. You were like a totally different person just now.
Yeah, shit, you really went psycho there. I knew there was more to her when I first met her. I'd hate to have her as an enemy. Seriously, man, she's one scary chick. Dining halls flew open and one of the late arrivals came storming in. But... bad news, everyone. There's a mystery afoot. Huh? What happened? It would seem Byakuya refuses to leave his room. I stood there pressing his doorbell over and over, but he never showed himself. Maybe he just wasn't there.
I think maybe...
But the doors, they lock from inside or some shit, so... just open it? I mean, if he's not in there, he's not in there. He can't lock the door.
They lock.
I like to think so, but I'm worried something might have happened to him. What he meant by that, he didn't have to say anything else. Everyone understood exactly what that might mean. Might be a good idea if we all split up and go look for him.
Listen to me!
I was just about to suggest the same thing.
Stop trying to one-up everyone. Okay then. I'll go check his room one more time. I'm just going to keep on hammering that button until I get a response.
Well then.
Very well then. The rest of us can go check the rest of the building.
Yeah, before it's, you know, too late. Anyway, we have to just do our best to find Byakuya. I wish I had Baya Kyugon so I could do that. He went around the second floor of the school again. came back out.
Rude? Girls like... I'm not gonna finish that sentence. Ugh. My brain filter almost got me in trouble there.
No, it's just paprika. Ah, Mr. Nagy, what's going on? Well, nobody's seen Byakuya this morning, so we've all decided to go look for him. What? That's not good at all!
However...
Now, this little piggy needs to have a holy edict to deliver a proper milk tea to my master! Bless this undeserving swine with such an honor, I will serve you with all my heart and soul! Okay, good luck with that. He was create some creepy alternate reality for himself.
You wanna know something funny?
What?
I never imagined milk tea to be anything but a tea brewed with milk. I never imagined it to be a tea that you add the milk after you brew the tea.
Celeste, aren't you gonna help look for buy a Q-gun?
I have not had my tea yet.
Huh?
As for me,
Until my thirst is satisfied, I have no urge to do anything. If you're in a hurry, please feel free to motivate me to move faster.
Okay, but aren't you being kind of selfish?
Yep, she is. Bitch. Wow. Oh, there's Hifumi. He's just so fucked up at this point.
Well, he seems like a masochist.
Yep, definitely.
as for me,
It's like, okay. Whatever. Bah! You might be in a bath, Oh, that's really nice. I could go for a really hot. Oh, by the way, Monday I'm gonna be going over to Bruce.
Okay, after work?
Yep. I've been told I'm going to be picked. I have no choice because they have a surprise for me.
Huh.
Yeah.
Using this massage chair would make me feel kind of old.
Then by all means, feel old. That would be nice. Oh.
Lockers. One of them's unlocked, but I don't see anything inside. How's it going? You find him? No?
Hey, come on.
Hey, man, where the hell did he go? He got his head stuck so far up his ass, he knew what's going on with him. I figured maybe he was taking a bath or something.
By the way,
So what about you? You a morning bath kind of guy?
hell yeah.
After spending all night riding your hog, wind in your face is nothing better than a morning dip. The hot water loosens you up and the heat of your soul gets your heart and body pumping. Sure thing, I'll just have to take your word for all that. Well, you don't know what I'm talking about? Fucking nerd.
Hell yeah.
Guys gotta expose themselves to each other, you know? Come with me next time, you'll see. I'll think about it. But I mean, it's not like you've been riding your hog here in school, right? Well, he's not here. I better go look somewhere else. Good idea. Let's see, before I just go into the bathhouse. No cameras. Bathtub's huge. Wow, and that's all she wrote. Wow, there's a sauna as well. What's this? This is the heat source for the sauna? Probably. Aha, I see you came to search this area as well, Makoto. But you were one step too late. I've already finished my investigation. There was no trace of Byakuya here. An army marches on its stomach, as they say. Thought that maybe we would come here to have his fill. We must all eat until there's nothing left to eat.
You understand?
Anyway, now is no time to get discouraged. We must head elsewhere to continue our search. Yeah, you're right. What the fuck is in here? Yeah, it's another monitor. What?
If they were just so expensive that the person trying to keep them there couldn't afford them anymore.
Who?
The kids. If they were just so expensive they couldn't afford to keep them there.
For some odd reason, I don't think that tactic would work.
Fair. Maybe not. Still worth a try.
Okay, that's 2 from the washing machines right there. I'm surprised Takumi hasn't come by and stolen her or something. What are you doing in the bathroom, Hero? Huh? Oh, well, I consulted the spirits, and he had a bathroom emergency and couldn't make it to breakfast. His guts forced him to spend all morning in the can.
No way.
That all was wrong, so we Nemesis, we tracks him out. Yeah, Byakuya doesn't seem like the kind of guy who has problems like that. Still no cameras in the bathrooms. Hey, Toko, hanging out with Hina, huh?
Your problem.
What, you got a problem with that?
No.
Something might have happened, right? Being alone right now might not be safe.
So you got scared and decided to stay close to Hina. I guess everyone has a softer side.
As long as I'm with the sports idiot, if something does happen, I'm sure she'd jump in without thinking and take the fall.
Huh?
What the heck? Were you eavesdropping? Awful. You're just awful. Get lost, you stray cat.
Stray cat, huh?
I said get away, you wandering pig. Hey, Una, any luck? Shit.
Hey, any luck?
My brain.
Hey, myself.
Nah, it's no use. I keep banging on his door and nothing. Come on already, open up!
Careful, you're gonna just bust the door down hitting it that hard.
Relax, this is nothing compared to what Sakura could do. Sakura's really awesome, you know? If she really wanted to, she could tear this door to shreds.
Let's see. Yeah, she's the ultimate martial artist. She might actually be able to do it.
I've been knocking long enough, I think I can say for sure he's not here.
I think you're right. Okay, I'm gonna go look for him.
Yeah! Okay, good luck. He's not in there.
Yeah, I guess not. It would be nice if the tokens kind of built up on these things. So that, like, I could do a search at the... after, like, 5 days and get a lot more tokens.
Right?
And no, I just don't need to search that particular spot ever again. Like, oh man, there was one behind every single part of this room. Like, I'm still waiting for one to just appear behind this thing. Something I'll look into for my Japanese playthrough. Okay, is that a thing? Because if so, I could cut out a lot of extra time. What did he say about this? Okay. Watch him be in the store. It's been a while since I actually checked this area out.
Hey.
You thought to come here too.
Huh?
So...
I've just been looking everywhere, honestly.
If you think about what Byakuya was so interested in yesterday, you can probably guess where he is right now, right?
The library. What was it Byakuya was interested in again? Fucking I don't know. Library.
Hey.
It would appear Byakuya is not here. Since this morning, I thought he might have gone to the locker room to exercise. But I forgot the girls can't open the boys' locker room door.
You could still... Actually, come to think of it, the locker room is where the fitness equipment's located. What do they have for fitness equipment in their room?
Probably
Sure.
I knocked, but nobody answered. I listened for the sound of equipment being used, but there was nothing.
They must not be in there. Besides, you don't have the time to sweat it all out this early in the morning. Do you exercise every single morning, Sakura?
Of course. If I didn't get my blood pumping early in the morning, it would throw off my rhythm for the rest of the day.
Kickboard. What about the little noodles? Noodles are fucking fun. Because you could use them to stay afloat, and if you were a person that didn't need to use them to stay afloat, you could hit people with them.
Yep. Or you can do both. Okay, so he's not...
Don't I have Sayaka's thing? I'm listed. I'm
Oops.
listed STD as male in my handbook, so I can't open this door.
Okay, you have Sayaka's root. You don't have to do both.
Actually, I should really try accessing her room.
Not right now, though. I don't think it's gonna let you.
We'll try.
Ugh. Food after we find this guy.
There used to be a fucking point to that location.
Maybe later.
Oh wait, what's this? Hello?
It's just another area.
Down in the water! Let's try accessing Sayaka's room. I guess I don't have the key. where the bathroom cleaning supplies are stored. I don't see anything useful in here. Oh, okay. A bathroom that has cleaning supplies. That's a first. As far as Byakuya?
I'm sorry.
I didn't see him anywhere.
See.
Somehow Kyoko figured out where he might be.
Huh?
Kyoko's so amazing. She's so cool, she's smart, and she seems really tough.
She's definitely smart, that's for sure, but tough? Compared to, say, Sakura or even Hina, she doesn't even seem all that different from Chihiro. Is it weird to compare them like that?
No. You know...
That's the library, which is his most likely location, but we didn't get to check out this floor yesterday. Is that really all there is?
Maybe. Those are both.
To be or not to be? What about 9S?
Melody isn't everything.
This is weird. It's like a bear pig?
It's a bear.
But it's, yeah, it's supposed to be Monokuma, but like, it's just weird looking.
No, not really.
Looks like a proper bear instead of, you know, him.
Yeah.
Man, there's 3 rooms on this floor, basically? One room that has 4 rooms in it? Interesting. When I opened the door to the library and looked inside, I cried out in sweet surprise. Byakuya? Of all things I'd imagined, this is most definitely not one of them.
What are you doing?
I'm fishing. What does it look like I'm doing?
Alright, jackass.
Trying to read, so you could be quiet.
Oh. No! Doing it! Everyone's super worried. Looking for you.
Who asked you to do that?
We're all supposed to meet in the morning and eat together. We made a promise.
A promise? Can't I get a second's peace and quiet here?
Snapped his book shut and slowly stood up smooth and sound as a shadow. Meanwhile, the others must have heard me yell and started showing up one after another. Byakuya! So this is where you've been hiding! The heck are you doing here, man?
We were very concerned.
Well, you had no reason to be. I was just reading. I never read such a coarse novel before, but it might just prove useful at some point.
Well, what were you reading?
A mystery novel.
Well...
Wait, so you're gonna use what you're learning in there to betray us? Don't be stupid. Yeah, it's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, what? If I decide to fight, of course I'll come up with something original. Otherwise, this game of ours would be totally boring, right? It's not often you get to take part in such high-stakes, high-tension activity. So if you're going to do it, you have to make sure it's entertaining. Lord Cynic chilled out my spine. There's an undeniable smile on his face as he spoke. He looked like he was actually enjoying himself. Enjoying this deranged killing game. What the fuck do you mean, game? That's fucked up! But it is a game. It's a game of life or death, which can have only one winner. That's all there is to it.
He is right. It's a zero-sum game.
Huh?
Are you okay with this?
It is part of a game theory, a mathematical model.
But that's just a theory. A game theory! Thanks for watching.
In game theory, what we are going through now is called a zero-sum game. In this type of game, in order for one person to gain something, the other must necessarily lose something. In other words, it is a situation in which participants must compete for position or resources.
I see.
You mean, like, a kind of elimination match?
Actually,
entrance exams, sports tournaments, job openings. Most social interactions fall into this category. Everyone must scramble to obtain something which is limited. For you to succeed, someone else must fail. This also applies to the school life we have been subjected to here. In this case, our limited resource is that only one of us can successfully become the Blackened.
So, in other words...
So this game was designed from the beginning to force one of us to try and defeat all the others. That can't be what they had in mind.
This is why adaptation is so crucial. If those who want to escape were to disappear, there would be no reason to continue playing the game.
What? But why would I want to stop playing? It's so much fun. He smiled again as he spoke. The smile was filled with evil intent, just his face into something not human.
It sounds as if you do not acknowledge even the possibility that you may lose, am I right?
Naturally.
Of course.
You do not speak like the others. Exactly what I would expect from the Togami heir apparent.
It's just normal arrogance, isn't it?
You talk like that, but what if you end up dead?
Not possible.
I won't. It simply isn't possible.
Son of a bitch!
Who the fuck do you think you are? You know, I still just can't believe it.
What?
Believe what? An uneducated, brain-dead, useless piece of garbage like you has survived this long.
Piece of shit!
I'm gonna fucking kill you!
Don't make me...
Like I said, I won't die. Keep saying that, but...
Do not bother arguing with him. For him, the concept of losing simply does not exist. He is the ultimate truculent progeny, after all. A boy raised to succeed from the day he was born. He considers victory his destiny and has lived his life accordingly. Tests and challenges are merely ways for him to stand victorious, even if it is a life and death situation. Is that not so, Byakuya?
Why, Kildon? At least one of you seems to understand.
It is because I am the same as you. Games are meant to be won.
Are you trying to suggest we're on the same level? Close that vulgar mouth of yours.
Oh, well, I do apologize.
Anyway, let me just say this to all of you. You all need to try harder, and if an opponent isn't going to give it their best, where's the fun for me?
No.
That's a terrible way to look at it.
What?
It's because...
It isn't a game. Our lives are on the line, you know. To kill your own friend it's horrific.
Friends? Who decided that?
Huh?
We're not friends. No, quite the opposite. We're in competition. We're enemies.
But
you know.
What? But what? Stop trying to force your contradictions on me and just accept what I'm telling you. Dude, you're fucking public enemy #1 right now. You're gonna die. Yes, if you have something to say, say it. Otherwise, keep your mouth closed.
I'm sorry.
Stop fucking around.
Hey, shithead, you get off on bullying people that can't fight back. You want to try that on me? So, you're back to pretending to be friends, huh? And how long do you think that's going to last?
Piece of shit!
What? Is that all you can say? It's unfortunate you would waste your breath on such empty gibberish.
Just a sec.
Hold on. Just calm down.
Peace.
I am calm.
How is this calm?
Anyway, I don't have any intention of working with the rest of you any longer. To cooperate during an elimination game is, well, frankly, it's a waste of time, and I hate wasting my time. Waste of time? Engaging in friendly group meals is out of the question. Someone could easily poison our food. And I'd rather not become part of the Last Supper just yet. Talking like you're a fucking movie or something. All I'm saying is that ultimately, you're all free to do whatever you want on your own. Goodbye. Without a second glance back, Byakuya left. There wasn't anything we could do to keep him from going. His way of thinking was just beyond anything the rest of us could even comprehend.
But...
Is he serious about all that? He was,
without a doubt.
Don't fuck with me.
Well, fuck him then.
But what he said, he might not necessarily be wrong.
I mean,
can you say for sure someone won't poison our food? Hey, come on. You too, Toko?
Anyway...
Well, it's not like anyone would care if I was gone, right? Actually, I bet you all would want me gone. You all think I'm disgusting.
None of us think that.
You just think you don't think that.
Someone just, like,
what?
Kiss this bitch. I know, some people like to play the victim, but this is just totally out there.
You think I don't know, but I do. You want me gone. And I'm sure the rest of you want the same thing, don't you?
Hey, Tucker, wait!
Just let her go. Once she gets going like that, there's nothing you can say to bring her back. Holy crap.
Ultimately, our breakfast meeting came to an end without answering any questions, and I still haven't searched the library! Everyone headed back to their rooms. Geez, I'm tired already, but I don't have time to take even one day off. I need to get myself going.
Free time.
Holy crap, free time. Can I check my bathroom? Nope. I can't let myself take a shower. I can't.
Nope.
I need to keep what's left of her scent on me, apparently.
You just gotta be busy all the time.
Wait, are they still? Oh no, she's got her teeth. Oh, she's in her room.
Oh. Yeah, she's upset. But then again, she's a little bit nuts, so might not feel better.
Byakuya is the most likely person to die, so he's the person I gotta try to get that report card going with.
Good luck. Byakuya's kind of a dick. And he's in the library again, of course.
The place I need to check out!
Oh my god. You just never get to see the library.
I'm not talking to you. Oh no. Am I locked in? Okay, cool. I like that Byakuya's just given up on Mastermind everything. He's just like, I'm just here to win now.
Yep, pretty much. He's just like, man, fuck it.
Whenever we just end all our food, because I'm hungry now too. I'll probably go to bed right after that though.
Okay.
So whenever you decide it's time, we'll end the stream. Huh? Just let me know whenever you can't take it anymore. So Descent, the library is definitely pretty dark. I imagine this would come in pretty handy. Yaku's getting some use of it, that's for sure. Yeah, he's gonna get hung with it, or something.
But guys, you gotta order some more because they close at 11:30.
Actually, probably 11. Let's knock it out.
These motherfuckers keep changing their time for me!
They're probably short-staffed.
They're gonna eat me alive!
They're gonna starve me and then eat me. I wonder what it... There's so many, like, you know, those jokes of people getting nice baths and a cauldron boiling, and then they start throwing the food in with them. And then they also, like, sometimes feed that person some of the food, because it's like, yeah, why not? The food is also, like, some starve to death. What does it taste like? But if it's a fat guy that starves to death, you know? But it's still as fat, just slightly less than you were expecting. It's like, maybe like, this steak is too fatty, you know? So I don't want it to be that fatty, so I'll just let it starve. It won't become lean, it won't become, you know, it won't become, muscular. It'll just lose some of that fat. Weird.
Spring, is that you? Oh, okay. Goodness knows. Golden Corral made some new shrimp flavors. That's interesting.
Yeah, they make cool.
No.
A buffet. Let's do an open buffet. Everyone's sneaking on the food. Let's go.
Chef Boyardee.
Man, buffets are so great until a plague fucking comes out.
Yep.
Why is it asking for my phone number? It doesn't remember my phone number?
Hello. Hey, this is Luis, manager of Papa John.
Okay. What if I do carry out then? Alright, I'll head over there now. Yep. Well, we're gonna go ahead and save and quit right here, and then I'll